Hey everyone, it's Shunko here with another upcoming anime lineup video, this time for fall 2016. Except obviously, as you can tell, it's pretty late, so I won't be calling it upcoming for this one. By the time this is up, it's probably around winter, so I deeply apologize for that. Just know that I'm still working on it as we speak, as this video goes up. So it'll be out after this video very soon. But I figured I might as well get this out just for people to reference back to, or even better for those who haven't started watching fall anime series yet. Well, enough of the introductions, let's just start off with the fall series. To start things off, we have PBK Euphonium 2 or Sound Euphonium 2 is the second season of the first season of the TV series. The anime opening theme song, Soundscape, will be performed by True. True also performed the first season's opening theme song. Kitaoji Karatetto will perform an as yet untitled ending theme song. And made by Kyoto Animation, this series airs on October 6th.
Sound Euphonium 2.
Next is Regalia, the Three Sacred Stars. In the country of Rimgard, a mysterious event shook the country and its people just 12 years prior. As time passed, memory of the incident began to fade while peace reigned over the land. Sisters Yui and Reina live a quiet life in the Nastria Empire until a large mecha suddenly attacks their peaceful home, changing everything. The girls become caught in a vortex of destiny and godly revival. This anime started airing last summer, but production was halted due to differences between the show's planned quality and current quality. And made by Actis, the series started airing again from episode 1 on September 1st. Next is Heibot. The series takes place in the Scrooge-shaped island country of Nejigajima and follows the two Bokeh bots, Heibot and the Yoroi Prince Nejiru, as they collect different Bokeh Neji screws. When the Bokeh bots wear the Bokeh Neji screws on their heads, they're able to compete in Bokeh battles for who can think up and tell the best jokes. And made by Bandai Namco Pictures, this series will air on September 18th. Digimon Universe Aptly Monsters. Everyone in the world uses smartphone apps, but inside them lurks unknown creatures called Aptly Monsters or Appmon. The Appmon are AI life forms with the ability to think and act, and exist in the boundary between the human world and digital space. Animated by Toei Animation, this series airs on October 1st. Time Bokan 24 is a new anime TV series of the Time Bokan franchise. It will center on the character Tokyo, a junior high student living in the present time, who is suddenly made a member of the 24th Century's Space-Time Administration Bureau. Together with his teammate Kaden, they use the 24 Bokan mecha to search for the true history. And made by Tatsunoko, this series will air on October 1st. Bloodivores. 60 years ago, a strange case of insomnia struck the population, forcing them to stay awake for more than a full week. The victims, completely sleep-deprived, all went mad. To cure this illness, a new medicine was produced, but the side effects turned the patients into vampires. Humanity went to war against this new species and triumphed, but some of the vampires managed to survive. Born from a human and a vampire, the main character, Mi Lu, is to represent the new hope that will connect the two species. This anime series is a collaboration by two animation companies, one Japanese and one Chinese, creators Impact and Eamon. This series starts airing on October 1st. Bubuki Buranki Hoshino Kyojin is the sequel of Bubuki Buranki. Karuko, the protagonist, Azuma's sister, is more revealed as she only appeared briefly in the first season. And made by Sanzigen, this series airs on October 1st. Shumatsu no Izetta. In 1939 CE, the imperialist nation of Germania invaded a neighboring country. All at once, that war spread throughout Europe, and the era was dragged into a spiral of a great war. Then, in 1940, Germania's attack turned towards the Principality of Elestat, a small Alps country abundant with beautiful water and greenery. And made by Ajiado, this series starts airing on October 1st.
週末のイゼッタ
A new working anime series that takes place at another Wagnaria restaurant location. Daisuke Higashida is a serious first year student at Higashizaka High School. He lives a peaceful everyday life, even though he's not satisfied with a family who doesn't laugh at all and makes him tired. However, his father's company goes bankrupt one day, and he can no longer afford allowances, cell phone bills, and commuter tickets. When his father orders him to take up a part-time job, Daisuke decides to work at a nearby family restaurant in order to avoid traveling 15 kilometers to school by bicycle. And made by A1 Pictures, this series airs on October 1st. Mao Shoujo Ikusei Keikaku, the highly popular social network game Magical Girl Raising Project, is a miraculous game that produces real magical girls with a chance of 1 in 10,000 for each person. Girls who are lucky enough to gain the power of magic spend fulfilling days. But one day, the administration arbitrarily announces that there are too many magical girls, so they will be halved. The curtain will now be raised on a relentless and merciless survival game between 16 magical girls. And made by Raruka, this series airs on October 2nd. Vivid Strike. The story begins with protagonist Fuka Levinton and her friend Rine Bilanetta sharing their past as impoverished and bullied children. Fuka proclaims that she wants to get stronger to protect the things she loves, but that things like happiness and the things she loves eventually get destroyed, so she is done with losing things because she is weak. And made by 7 Arcs, this series starts airing on October 2nd. Uta no Prince Sama, Maji Love, a Legend Star, is the 4th season of the Uta no Prince Sama series. The story will start where the 3rd season left off, at the competition for who will open the Triple S International Sporting Event. And made by A1 Pictures, this season airs on October 2nd. Tiger Mask W. The two young wrestlers face each other in a recently revived underground wrestling organization, the Tiger's Lair, which destroyed the wrestling dojo they grew up in. One tiger walks the path of light, while the other walks the path of shadows. Neither one knows the other's face. On the ring, they are natural enemies, but they have the same purpose: destroyed the tiger's lair. And made by Toei Animation, this series airs on October 2nd. Koneko no Chi, Pom Pom Ba Daiboken is a 3D CG anime of Kanata Konami slice of life manga, Chi's Sweet Home. And made by Marza Animation Planet, this series airs on October 2nd. Monster Hunter Stories, Ride On. This is a world where both men and monsters exist. Those who hunt the monsters are called hunters, but in a small corner of the hunter's world, there are those called riders who bond with and coexist with monsters. With their bonding stones that allow them to awaken the hidden power inside monsters, riders live in secrecy together with their ultimate, the monsters they have formed a connection with. And made by David Production, this series airs on October 2nd. Card Fight Vanguard G Next is the 4th season of Card Fight Vanguard G series. And made by Oriental Light and Magic, this series airs on October 2nd. Mobile Suit Gundam Iron-Blooded Orphan 2nd season will be a direct sequel of the 1st season. And made by Sunrise, this series airs on October 2nd. Show by Rock Season 2 will be a sequel to the 1st season. And made by Bones, this season airs on October 2nd. Magic-Kun Renaissance, a world where art becomes magic. In this world, people who can inspire passion with their magic arts are called artistas and are employed in show business. In Hoshinomori Private Magical Arts High School, where artistas are taught, a strange new student named Ohana Agasaki transfers into the school. And made by Sunrise, this series airs on October 2nd. Okusama ga Seto Kaicho, Season 2. The story begins with Izumi Hayato running to be student council president, but when a beautiful girl swings in promising the liberalization of love while flinging condoms into the audience, he ends up losing to her and becoming the vice president. At the student council meeting, the newly elected president invites herself over to Izumi's house, where she promptly announces she is to become Izumi's wife thanks to an agreement, which was influenced by alcohol made between their parents when they were only 3. And made by 7, this series airs on October 2nd. Token Ranbu Hanamaru. The year is 2205. The historical revisionists have begun attacks on the past in their plot to change history. The Saniwa, who have been charged with protecting history, can imbue life into objects. Strongest among them are the Token Danshi. The story centers around their cheerful lives. And made by Dogokobo, this series starts airing on October 3rd. Idol Memories is a story set in the near future where live idol music performances in virtual reality have become commonplace. Against this backdrop, a pair of rival idol groups compete for the coveted tiara, which represents the #1 spot in the Idol League. And made by 7 Arcs, this series started airing on October 3rd. Kaito Joker 4th season is the 4th season in the Kaito Joker anime series. The deep, mysterious Joker doesn't just steal things. An audacious and elusive miracle maker, he travels through the world searching for treasure with his partner and cook Hachi. As they circle the globe, they must avoid traps set by the police and compete in various competitions to reach their final goal, the time-slip treasure. And made by Shina Animation, this series aired on October 3rd. Junisai Chicha Namune no Tokimeki 2nd season. This season picks up from the 1st season. And made by Oriental Light and Magic, this 2nd season started airing on October 3rd. Stella no Maho. The story follows Tamaki Honda, a new high school student who joins a Dojin game development circle. And made by Silverlink, this series started airing on October 3rd. Trickster Edogawa Rampo Shonen Tantedan Yori. Kobayashi's body cannot die due to the effects of the unidentifiable mist, but he yearns for death and shirks from contact with other people. Taking an interest in him, Hanazaki invites him to join the Boy Detectives Club. Their meeting is connected to the fate tying together Kogoro Akechi and the era's greatest villain, the Fiend with 20 faces. And made by Shina Animation and TMS Entertainment, this series started airing on October 4th. Shakunetsu no Takyu Musume. The world of middle school girls' ping pong enters an age of heated rivalry as the throne at its apex is surrendered. Tsumujikaze Koyori, a girl who loves ping pong, has just transferred to Suzumegahara Middle School. Along with her friends who strive to be national champions, can Koyori bring the winds of change to the school? The curtain is about to rise on a scorching hot tale of girls who love ping pong. And made by Keenan Citrus, this series aired on October 4th. Soushin Shoujo Matoi. There are 2 girls who are training to become Miko at the Tema Shrine, Matoi Sumeragi and Yuma Kusanagi. Matoi Sumeragi lived with her grandparents on her father's side because her mother left her since she was young, until the 2nd year of junior high school when she was finally able to live with her father since 3 months ago. Matoi yearns to live a simple life. Yuma Kusanagi is the daughter of a family who lives at the shrine and is expected to become the next Miko. And made by White Fox, this series started airing on October 4th. Natsume Yujincho Go is the 5th season of Natsume Yujincho. And made by Shuka, this season started airing on October 5th. Nanbaka. The series focuses on Jugo, Uno, Nico, and Rock, 4 young prisoners at a unique prison where inmates are divided into groups and assigned numbers. They comprise Group 13 and despite the circumstances, take every opportunity to have fun, much to the chagrin of their guard Hajime. However, Jugo's leisurely life is upset when he learns there is more to his past than he remembers. And made by Satellite, this series started airing on October 5th. Bungo Stray Dogs Season 2 is the sequel to the 1st season of Bungo Stray Dogs that aired spring 2016. And made by Bones, Season 2 started airing on October 6th.
君たちは一体何者なんだ?
Brave Witches. In September 1944, Allied forces led by the 501st Joint Fighter Wing Strike Witches successfully eliminate the Nero threat from the skies of the Republic of Gallia, thus ensuring the security of Western Europe. Taking advantage of this victory, Allied forces began a full-fledged push towards Central and Eastern Europe. From a base in Petersburg in the Empire of Wallachia, the 502nd Joint Fighter Wing, Brave Witches, upon whom mankind has placed its hopes on, flies with courage in the cold skies of Eastern Europe. and made by Silverlink, this series started airing on October 6th. Yuri on Ice. The show's story revolves around Yuri Katsuki, who carried all of Japan's hopes on his shoulders to win at the Grand Prix finale ice skating competition, but suffered a crushing defeat. He returns home to Kyushu and half feels like he wants to retire, and half feels like he wants to continue ice skating. And made by Mappa, this series started airing on October 6th. Flip Flappers. Paprika and Kokona hold the keys to open the door. When the two girls meet, their adventures in a different time and different overlapping dimension called Pure Illusion begin. Many things in Pure Illusion will stand in the girls' way on their search for the mysterious crystal called the Shard of Mimi, an item that is said to grant any wish. However, when the girls find themselves in danger, the Shard of Mimi shines and they are able to transform. And made by 3Hertz, this series started airing on October 6th. Keijo. Kaminashi Nozomi is an exceptional gymnast, so much so that colleges with some of the best gymnastic programs are trying to recruit her. Unfortunately for them, she has other plans. Due to her family being extremely poor, money is everything to her. That's why she wants to step into the world of Keijo. Keijo is a type of gambling sport where girls stand on a small floating platform and compete against one another. The aim is to push the other contestant off of the platform into the water, but they are only allowed to use their butt or breast to push the others off. Will Nozomi be able to compete in the intense world of Keijo and bring wealth and fortune for her family? And made by Zebic, this series started airing on October 6th. All Out. The story begins at a school entrance ceremony of Kanagawa High School where Kenji Gion, a small but gutsy go-getter, joins the rugby team. He joins with his classmate Iwashimizu, who has a complicated past, and sub-captain Hachioji, who always takes care of his club members. Lastly, there's Captain Sekizan, who has overwhelming powers but keeps his cards close to his chest. With such differences in both personality and physical performance, the team must learn to work and grow together so they can become the best. And made by Madhouse and TMS Entertainment, this series started airing on October 7th. Watashi ga motete dosunda. Kaya Serinuma is what you call a fujoshi. When she sees boys getting along with each other, she loves to indulge in wild fantasies. One day her favorite anime character dies, and the shock causes her to lose a ton of weight. Then, 4 hot guys at school ask her out, but she'd rather see them date each other instead. This is certainly interesting. And made by Brainspace, this series started airing on October 7th. Girlish Number. College student Chitose Karasuma is determined not to do boring things as she enters the adult world. To this end, this bad-mannered beauty barges into a facility that trains would-be voice actors and actresses, somehow landing a job at Number One Produce, a seiyuu agency managed by her older brother Gojo. In Chitose's mind, she's poised for greatness, but finds herself at a loss when she continues to only get minor roles. As she clashes with other girls in the agency, including a cunning airhead and a girl with a Kansai accent, Chitose is about to learn that there's more to succeeding in this competitive industry than she imagined. And made by Dio Media, this series started airing on October 7th. Drifters. Shimazu Toyohisa, whilst involved in the Battle of Sekigahara, manages to mortally wound Ii Naomasa, but is critically wounded in the process. As he walks from the field broken and bleeding, Toyohisa finds himself transported into a corridor of doors, where a bespectacled man at a desk awaits for him. This man, Murasaki, sends Toyohisa into the nearest door where he wakes up in another world. There, Toyohisa meets other great warriors like him who have been transported as well to be part of a group known as Drifters. Animated by Hood's Drifter Studio, this series started airing on October 7th. Lost Storage and Sighted Recross. High school student Homura Suzuka has returned to Ikebukuro, the town where she grew up, but when she gets to school, she finds she has trouble fitting in with the rest of the class. One day, she decides if she learns to play the card game Recross, she might be able to make some friends. She stops at a card shop on her way home and buys a deck set. When she takes the set home and opens it, the girl on one of the cards begin to move and speak. And made by JC Staff, this series started airing on October 8th. Haikyuu Karasu no Koko vs Shiratorizawa Gakuen Koko is the third season of Haikyuu. Picking up where the second season ended, the boys prepared to finally face off for the right to represent the prefecture in the volleyball national championship. Despite being known as the fallen champions, Karasuno is determined to take down the powerhouse that is the Shiratorizawa High volleyball team. As Hinata comes closer to fulfilling his promise to defeat Ushijima's team, will the Flightless Crows finally find their wings and soar above the best school in the prefecture? And made by Production IG, this series started airing on October 8th. A second season of Ajin. The war between the Ajin terrorist Sato and Ajin Administrative Committee has been escalating, with Sato declaring a public assassination attempt on 15 Ajin-related VIPs. An action Sato calls purging. The final confrontations between Ajin and the Japanese government, as well as between Sato and Kei Nagai, are about to begin. And made by Polygon Pictures, this series started airing on October 8th. Classicaloid. In a rural town undergoing revival through music, high school students Kanai and Solsuke meet none other than Beethoven and Mozart. Calling themselves Classicaloids, this mysterious duo creates a strange power through the music they play. And made by Sunrise, this series started airing on October 8th. Long Riders. Ami Kurata, a first-year university student who has no athletic ability, suddenly falls in love with a folding bicycle after seeing it in front of a train station. Inspired by her newfound love, she starts saving up to buy a bicycle and to learn cycling. And made by Actus, this series started airing on October 8th. Sankatsu no Ryan, the protagonist Rei, is a 17-year-old professional shogi player who lives by himself, not having a real family and has scarcely any friends. Among his acquaintances is a family, which consists of a young woman, Akari, and 2 young girls, Hinata and Momo, and who also keep a numerous number of cats. Anime by Shaft, this series started airing on October 8th.
これから僕は暮らしてゆく
Occultic 9 idiosyncratic individuals are linked by the Chojo Kagaku Kirikiri Basara occult summary blog run by 17-year-old second-year high school student Yuta Gamon. Little incongruities that occur around these 9 eventually lead to a largely unimaginable event that may alter what is considered common sense in this world. Anime by A1 Pictures, this series started airing on October 9th. Udon no Kuni no Kiniro Kemari. Sota Terwada is a web designer working in Tokyo. When he visits his family's udon place in his hometown Kagawa Prefecture, he discovers a young boy. Upon confronting the boy, Sota soon learns his secret and decides to quit his job in order to take care of the boy, Poco. The daily adventures of the two slowly unfold as Poco energetically navigates his way through Kagawa, the udon kingdom, along with Sota. Anime by Liden Films, this series started airing on October 9th. Fune Oamu, the publication of a new dictionary titled The Great Passage progresses. Mitsuya Majime, originally from publisher Genbu Shobo's sales department, has been recruited by Kohei Araki, a veteran editor of the dictionary department who is looking to retire soon. Mitsuya, who has poor social skills, finds himself working with another man named Masashi Nishioka, who is able to express himself better. And made by Zexus, this series started airing on October 14th. Pokemon Sun and Moon. Ash and Pikachu head off to a new region, Alola, wearing a new set of clothes. He receives a Z-Ring and becomes a student at a school. Anime by Oriental Light and Magic, this series started airing on November 17th. Next, we'll move on to this season's films. Let's start off with Kuroko no Basket Movie 1, Winter Cup Shoshuhen. Kage to Hikari is the first of 3 films compiling the Winter Cup episodes from the television anime. Anime by Production IG, this film premiered on September 3rd.
黒子のバスケウィンターカップ総集編影と光
Planetarian Hoshino Hito. The story takes place 30 years after a world war put a halt to space development. The protagonist, simply known as the Junk Hunter, attempts to restore a planetarium's projector after meeting a robot. The Net anime, which premiered on July 7th, adapted the main game's story, while this film will be another story about what happens to Kuzuya afterward. Anime by David Production, this film premiered on September 3rd.
Planetarian.
Yawamushi Pedal Spare Bike, anime adaptation of the Yawamushi Pedal spin-off manga of the same name, which will consist of 2 parts, one focusing on Yusuke Makishima and the other on Jinpachi Todo. These are the recollections of a group of men who bet everything on their bicycles. The central pillars of their respective teams, the Third Years. News stories revealing their pasts are about to begin. Anime by TMS Entertainment, the first film premiered on September 9th.
弱虫ペダルスペアバイク
Ajin Part 3 Shogeki, where Sato rendered powerless, Kei Nagai hatches a plan. However, before that plan can come to fruition, it already begins to come apart at the seams, as Ajin extremists make their move and Sato's frightful true form becomes known. Anime by Polygon Pictures, this film premiered on September 23rd. Digimon Adventure Turai 3 Kokuhaku. This is the 3rd movie in the Digimon Adventure Turai anime film series. Celebrating the 15th anniversary of Digimon Adventure, this project will have a total of 6 films. Anime by Toei Animation, this film premiered on September 24th. Kuroko no Basket Winter Cup Shoshuhen Namida no Sakie is the second of the 3 films involving the Winter Cup episodes. Anime by Production IG, this film premiered on October 8th.
黒子のバスケウィンターカップ総集編涙の先へ
Gantz O. Somewhere in Tokyo, there is a room. In that room is a black sphere. Periodically, people who should otherwise have died are transferred to the room. There, the sphere gives them special suits and weapons, and sends them out on a mission to kill aliens here on Earth. The 3D CG film will cover the manga's Osaka arc. Anime by Digital Frontier, this film premiered on October 14th.
ガンツ王
Zegapane ADP. Animation Studio Sunrise has announced that Anime Japan 2016, that is 2006 mecha anime series Zegapane, will be re-edited into a movie titled Zegapane ADP. The film will also include new scenes not present in the anime TV series. This film premiered on October 15th. Mao Tsukai Precure movie, Kiseki no Henshin Kyua Mofurun. The film's plot will feature the protagonist's Mirai's talking plush bear Mofurun being chosen by the Stone of Wishes, a stone that grants any wish every 100 years, and thus gaining the ability to transform into a Precure. Anime by Toei Animation, this film premiered on October 29th. Kagero Daze in a Daze. Shintaro Kisaragi, a NEET who shut himself inside his room for 2 years, has been living his life normally until he met a cyber girl named Ene, who appeared in his computer screen when someone anonymously sent him a mysterious email 1 year ago. One day, Ene had been messing with Shintaro's PC, which causes him to have to go to the outside world for the first time in 2 years. No animation studio was announced, but this film premieres on November 4th. Gingeki Kotai, Majestic Prince movie, Kakusei no Idenshi, episode 25 of the TV series, which was a special for the 2013 series, aired late September and will connect to the film. Animated by 7 Arcs Pictures and Orange, this film premiered on November 4th. Konosekai no Katasumi ni newlywed Suzu Urano moves to her new life in Kure City on the coast of Hiroshima Prefecture, where she perseveres through World War II with pluck and determination. Anime by Mappa, this film premiered on November 12th.
この世界の片隅にうちを見つけてくれて
Orange Mirai. The film will be narrated from the viewpoint of Suwa as he continues to support Kakeru and Naho's relationship. It will also feature an original story written by the series' original creator Ichigo Takano, which takes place after the events in the manga and TV anime. The tagline in the key visual reads, "Since that day, I've always wanted to show these two this future." Anime by Telecom Animation Film, this film premiered on November 18th. Gekijo Ban Ansatsu Kyoshitsu, 365 Nichi no Jikan, is a compilation that will include an original story taking place the day before the class reunion depicted at the end of the manga, 7 years after the manga's climax. Anime by Roruke, this film premieres on November 19th. At the same time of the movie, a spin-off short entitled Kuro Sensei Q will premiere alongside it.
劇場版暗殺教室365日の時間
Cyborg 009, Call of Justice 1. The story will depict Joe Shimamura and the other cyborgs' struggle of the Busudo, a group of people who possess superhuman powers and intellect, and have manipulated human history since ancient times. Their goals are unknown, and they cast a dark shadow over the world. Anime by Oriental Light and Magic and Signal MD, this film premiered on November 25th. Gekijo Ban Kankore is an animated film adaptation of the Content Collection video game. This film along with the sequel to the TV series are in production simultaneously but are separate projects. Not much information about the synopsis has been revealed. Anime by Dio Media, this film premiered on November 26th.
劇場版カンコレ
Kore no Katachi. I wish we had never met. I wish we could meet once again. A boy who can hear, Shoya Ishida, and a transfer student who can't, Shoko Nishimiya. One fateful day the two meet, and Shoya leads the class in bullying Shoko to the point that she transfers to another school. But before long, the class shifts its target from Shoko to Shoya, and as a result, he is ostracized and bullied himself with no friends to speak of and no plans for the future. Years later, Shoya feels strongly that he must see Shoko once again. Anime by Kyoto Animation, this film premiered on September 17th. This is all the main anime programs from the entire fall season. As you might have noticed, I left out some shorts as well as any bonus materials to speed things along as well as start working earlier on winter. Many of you might be more interested in the more lengthier shows and films than the additional bonus shorts, but please mention in the comments whether you want them back in or not and I'll take it into consideration. Thanks for watching, and I hope this has helped you decide what you want to watch from fall 2016. Sorry again for the inconvenience for putting this out late. Rest assured I will have a winter video out very soon.
映画「声の形」